The main power of the individual, from a standpoint of a certified psychologist that I am, is the very simple power that enables you to literally direct your life the way you want and to perceive your life the way you want. And it's not some coaching stuff that you will hear on the internet, not some positive vibes that you will hear from the motivation standpoint. It's the psychological fact that is based upon the essence of psychology, which enables you to literally take control of your own life and direct it to the point where you want it to be and live the life on your own terms. And it's the simple realization of the perspective and the thought patterns that you have. Let me explain. So you see, so many people are suffering, so many people are focused on the things they don't want. It's not, again, it's not about the positive thinking. It's way more than that. It's about shifting your mind and using it for the purpose that you want. Because realize this, many people on the internet give you the example that if I tell you to think about elephant, you will have the elephant in your mind. Whether you want to think about this elephant or not, you will have it in your mind. And even though this example is so common, even though everyone talks about it, not everyone realizes the power of this and the psychological applications to that in practice. What that basically means is that it's literally the example that shows you the power of directing your own mind and steering it toward the course that you want. And many people, they don't use that power actively. They don't realize, if my brain has the power to comprehend the certain problems, to comprehend these negative thoughts, to stick with this job that I don't like, to stick in the relationship that I don't like, to tolerate the things I don't like, maybe I also have the power to question that and to steer it toward more constructive things and towards solutions. Because realize that if your current situation is bad, if everything around you is crumbling, it's mostly perceived by you and the way you think. Of course, it's not entirely true, of course not. But in many ways, you can look at the situation at your job and think, it's terrible, I hate it. But you can direct your mind and think, yeah, the situation sucks, but what are the benefits to that in this situation? How can I use this moment, this situation to my advantage? And what does that even change? It's not some motivational crap that you hear on the internet. It's the practical implications that matter in this case. If you direct your mind towards solution, you start opening up your perspective. It was done in the research. It's not something, as I said, about positive thinking. It's literally shifting your mind toward the thing that you want, and your mind will work regardless. It can work and feel itself upon the negative patterns that you have in your daily life, or it can get steered toward the positive things, the constructive things. And it's not about not seeing the negatives. It's about realizing there is a whole image. There are both negatives and positives, and playing it like you would play chess or some strategical game. It's like, okay, there is this negative thing, okay, I got that. What's the positive of that? And now, what's my goal? Where do I want to be? How do I want to accomplish this? Okay, so I have this and that option I can do. Step 1, step 2, step 3. Break it down. Use the situation to your advantage. And even if you can't use it to your own advantage right now, at least don't confine yourself to these patterns that, oh my God, they just tell me to think positive and it's all gonna be positive. Maybe, even if it comes down to that, I think it's better to actually actively use your mind toward the good things that are in your life and actually opening it up, actually utilizing it for the solutions that you want to accomplish, rather than just focusing and complaining on the things that are around you. Because there are many things you can complain about, and they are endless. They will never end. There are always negative things that you can find. And I'm not saying that right now you have the power to just ignore all of that. No. Let's be realistic. I'm telling you that right now you have the power to at least realize that, okay, but I can also notice the good things, and I can also notice and maybe come up with the solutions to the betterment of my life, to actually some improvement, to actually something that you like. And that alone is a big factor in actually changing your life and realizing your own power that you got. Because if you actually look at all of these guys, these great athletes, these great successful people, yeah, most of them, they have money, they have fame, they have maybe the looks, but if you actually look at their mindset, the way they think, the way they operate, they don't operate like average normal people. They think differently, and it mostly comes from the way they perceive things, and they control their frames, their mind frames. And that's what you gotta do if you want to live better life, and if you actually want to take control and take advantage of the circumstances that you have. And if you are telling me I don't have any circumstances to take advantage of, well, that is another pattern that you are looking and that you are sticking to, that you have nothing to take advantage of. Because let's face it, whatever the situation, there is a way to at least look at it from a different angle. And that alone is a big thing. So consider that. And if you want more practical tips coming from a real self-development, psychology, science, make sure to subscribe. Hopefully, until next time, best wishes.